Hello everyone, my name is Ashley and I am going to present a short video on what is climate change, its impact and how can we improve it at a personal level. If the earth didn't have an atmosphere, the global temperature would have been around minus 18 degrees Celsius in contrast to approximately 15 degrees Celsius which we have today due to our atmosphere. So we can easily infer from this the importance of our atmosphere. But how does this atmosphere help us humans achieve this ambient temperature? As we can see in this diagram, Earth receives energy from Sun in the form of UV, visible and infrared radiation. Around 26% of the incoming radiation is reflected back into space. 20% is absorbed by the atmosphere itself, and remaining energy is absorbed at the surface of Earth, and in turn Earth radiates back outwards in infrared radiation, which is again absorbed by the atmosphere, and the cycle continues. This is known as greenhouse effect. Now the question comes, what are the gases in the atmosphere which absorb these outgoing infrared radiations? These gases are water vapor, carbon dioxide, methane, ozone, nitrous oxide and etc. These gases are known as greenhouse gases. The importance of greenhouse gas depends not only on their abundance in the Earth's atmosphere but also on how much the gas can absorb specific wavelengths of energy, as we can see in this figure. The sun's harmful UV wavelengths are strongly absorbed by the ozone, and also we can see that there are many other gases that are at play. There are many other factors apart from gases like solar activity which need to be considered and taken into account to gain the full picture. For the last 800,000 years, there is a natural variation in the amount of carbon dioxide from 170 ppm and 280 ppm. But after Industrial Revolution, the rate has been increasing ever so fastly, and currently the level is around 415 ppm. Modern simulations on climate models predict that carbon dioxide concentration would reach 700 ppm by the last quarter of this century. To convince you how grave the situation is, the modern simulations have predicted the average temperature in Ice Age was about 10 degrees Celsius, and right now we know that the average global temperature is around 15 degrees Celsius. So we can see how much huge impact does the 5 degrees Celsius change has. And now if further 3 to 4 degrees Celsius increase would be there, it would be a disaster. In this clip we can see that the orange color represents temperature warmer than 1951 to 80 baseline average, and blue color represents temperature cooler than this baseline average. The situation worsens further because our climate system follows a positive feedback loop, and it plays an important part in determining the future climate situation. Positive feedback loop is the process in which the increase in the first quantity further amplifies the second quantity, which in turn again increases the first quantity, and the loop continues. In this picture we can see that if we are depressed, we cry, and crying makes us more depressed, and thus we are stuck in this never ending loop. And sadly enough, our climate system also follows this positive feedback loop. One type of positive feedback loop is the forest fire feedback. Due to the increase in temperature, there are forest fires which releases more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, and as now the forest cover is less, the rainfall will decrease. Both these factors will in turn increase the temperature further, creating a positive feedback loop. We have discussed how the global temperature is increasing, but what are the effects of it on us locally? First, the change in weather pattern. The changing rain pattern is the biggest example of climate change. which is causing a big loss to agriculture in Punjab, as there are rains at the time of harvesting which damages crops. Second is heat wave. The intense heat wave conditions leads to burning of crops like cotton, and many other crops get damaged like wheat in Punjab. Third is rate of fall in groundwater. Due to droughts, the groundwater level is decreasing much more fastly than ever. In Punjab, more than 3/4 of the cultivable land is being irrigated by the tube well, and the rest depends on canals and drains, due to which we are drawing much more water from the ground than it is being recharged from the rain. Therefore, the natural question arises that, do we still have time? Are the solutions economically feasible? Quite fortunately, the answer to both these questions is in affirmative. There are many annual meetings being held by policymakers to discuss how to mitigate greenhouse gas emissions. But right now here I will focus on what should be done at a local level. The foremost thing we should do is to plant trees, as they absorb carbon dioxide and help in bringing rainfall. We should switch to using renewable sources like solar panels. Now, as the solar panels are becoming economically feasible, there is no reason that we should not adopt them. We should also replace incandescent bulbs with a cost-efficient LED lights. In October every year, farmers in Punjab burn crop residuals from their paddy fields after harvesting. And as we see in news every year, smoke from this produces toxic cloud in Delhi. Instead of burning crop residual, we should use cost-effective machines called Happy Seeder, which is a tractor-mounted machine that cuts and lifts dry straw, sows wheat simultaneously, and also deposits the straw over the sown area to enrich the soil. Lastly, I would like to say that the change starts from ourselves, and we should be the change that we want to see in the world. Thank you.